Not to jinx a Liverpool and Real Madrid fans, but it looks odds on that you two will be playing each other in the Champions League final. Let's take a look at Liverpool's starting 11 from 10th March 2009 when they crushed Real Madrid 4-0 in the quarter-final second leg and see where they are now. Pepe Reina. Liverpool have been struggling with goalkeepers for a while. You would wonder why Pepe Reina was allowed to leave so easily when he did. After nearly 400 appearances for the Reds, he was off in 2013, on loan to Napoli before chucking away his prospects for a year to sit on the bench at Bayern Munich. Come on lad, did you ever expect to start ahead of Neuer? He's back playing football now. Napoli's first choice keeper and could get his hands on his first league title as a starter since he started playing football. Alvaro Arbeloa. Alvaro Arbeloa is almost an embodiment of the depths of mediocrity Real Madrid were forced to settle for during the late 2000s. In an era of Lassana Diarra's, Julian Faubert and Diego Lopez, Alvaro Arbeloa returned to Real Madrid in 2009 and, to be fair, made 233 appearances, presumably with only one thing in his mind at all times: just give the ball to Ronaldo. He retired at West Ham last season. Martin Skrtel. 8 years Martin Skrtel lasted at Liverpool. On one hand, he was a bit of an Anfield cult hero. On the other, he was a walking defensive headache who was partly blamed for the club not winning the title in 2014. At the age of 33, he's currently at Fenerbahce, having signed for them in 2016. Jamie Carragher. Where's Jamie Carragher? Probably sitting at home wondering where did it all go wrong. An Anfield legend, he retired in 2013, watched in agony as the club almost won the league title without him, which is like a house party only kicking off as soon as you leave. He quickly moved into punditry at Sky, where he berates Gary Neville on a weekly basis. Not at the moment though, because he's currently suspended for spitting at little girls through his car window. And who says El Hadj Juff didn't teach them anything, huh? Fabio Aurelio. A decent left back at Liverpool, he had a wand of a whip to left foot and was often a threat set pieces. A Rafa Benitez favourite, he'd probably try and sign the former Valencia left back for Newcastle if he wasn't 38 and sporting a beer belly the size of Mexico. He left Anfield in 2012 following their League Cup success over Cardiff, tragically the club's only piece of silverware in the last 12 years. Good lord. He retired at Gremio in 2014 with a cruciate ligament injury effectively ending him. Javier Mascherano. From warming the bench for Hayden Mullins to anchoring a midfield in a 4-0 win against Real Madrid. I hope Alan Pardew didn't watch this game or he'd have ploughed his head straight through the TV set. The best was yet to come for the Argentine though. He signed for Barcelona in 2010, was converted into a makeshift centre half, got off to a shaky start, losing at home to Hercules didn't help, and was told by the press he wouldn't last 5 minutes at the Nou Camp. Right, try 7 seasons, 4 league titles and 2 Champions Leagues. The 33-year-old is currently up to his eyeballs in cash at high China fortune. Xabi Alonso. Where's Xabi Alonso? That man is going to jail. No, just kidding. That man is a wealthy footballer. What am I talking about? Still though, what a midfield Liverpool had back in the day. Don't think we've seen too many better central midfield ones than that in the Premier League era. Alonso was a superb player. Don't get me wrong, Rafa Benitez is a brilliant manager. I mean, any man that can turn Paul Dummett into a passable fullback deserves a medal for that alone. But why on earth did he spend an entire summer trying to hound out the Spaniard for Gareth Barry? That's like spending 6 hours searching for a KFC drive-thru when you have a steak stuck in your fridge. Alonso did not take kindly to this, moved to Real Madrid the following summer 2009, won everything in sight before deciding to switch allegiances to Bayern Munich in 2014, to hoover up a few league titles under Pep Guardiola before hanging up the boots last year. Dirk Kuyt, a Liverpool hero, much maligned when he first arrived. It took a while for Liverpool fans to truly understand and appreciate Dirk Kuyt. Yes, his touch was often brutal, technically he was not gifted, nor was he prolific, and he had virtually no pace. So to shove him on the wing makes little to no sense, or so you might think. The Dutchman was a tireless workhorse and chipped in with some memorable moments, like the match-winning penalty that sent Liverpool to Athens, the hat-trick against Manchester United, a goal in that Carling Cup final against Cardiff. He signed for Fenerbahce in 2012, won the league, but it was last season which really captured the imagination. Despite being 36 years old, he'd still scored 15 goals for Feyenoord, having returned to them in 2015, including a final day hat-trick to seal their first Eredivisie title since 1999. Build that man a statue, seriously. 3 days later, he retired. I mean, of course he did. Although just a few weeks ago, he briefly came out of retirement to play for Quick Boys, arguably the worst named team in the world, where he is currently assistant manager. Steven Gerrard. How can you not feel gutted for Steven Gerrard? That man deserves to have his loyalty rewarded with a Premier League medal, and were it not for his own slippy studs, he'd surely have one. As we all know, Liverpool's club legend threw away the chance of becoming a one-club man, prompted by Brendan Rodgers deciding to relegate him to the bench, retiring at LA Galaxy. Back at Liverpool as an underage coach, apparently he's been tipped to take over at Rangers. Haven't a clue why. Ryan Babel. Ryan Babel is one of those players, it just makes you think, what was all the fuss about? Signed by Liverpool at the age of 20, beating off competition from Arsenal, he was an ultimate letdown. Yes, he scored the winner against Man United, but really he did little else before getting dumped on Hoffenheim 4 years later. It's 2018 and he's currently doing alright at Besiktas after spells at Ajax, Kasimpasa Alain and Deportivo La Coruña. Fernando Torres. Like most Liverpool strikers, he had to leave the club to further his career. Doesn't really bode well, does it? Bit of a shock to see him move to Chelsea in a £50 million deal. Equally shocking to see his form disintegrate into dust at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, he won a lot while he was there, but aside from causing Gary Neville to make noises his wife can only dream of, did he really do much? He's currently looking for a new club after falling out of favour at boyhood team Atletico Madrid.